be some amount of lying. How are people doing today? So when I loaded this up, it did just decide to put me directly into a conversation, so I've been like, don't touch anything. But previously on Pyre, the right analog stick is behaving very weirdly here. Like, I'm pushing all the way to the right on the right analog stick and it's going over there, and then you'd think that might be, like, I don't know, like it pushes it across and then it's centered when you let go, but nope, it's just being weird. But yeah, I'm pretty tough to remember what happened last time. This seems to be more about, like, the actual characters than sort of overarching plot, so I might just dive into it. I've tried to do some of the scribe trials last time and I succeeded with Rookie, but then it turned out that I haven't actually unlocked the others yet because I need to get the characters to like level 3 before their trials happen, so I wasn't able to do that. But anyway, let's get into it. That soldier kind of gives me the shakes, know what I mean, sister? Hey, what's that you've got? Yeah, because we received Jumye's fang for beating Rookie's trial, which, well, as it says here, after Rookie casts his aura, it lasts longer than usual. So that seems to be 3 times as long if it's past 200%, I'm guessing. So that's, like, when I do the sort of tackle maneuver, I think. I'm gonna have to try that out at some point, but I do like the curve hang on Rookie. Right. Fairly sure I accepted it last time, but apparently not. So, get out of here. Now, I'm gonna try and remember to do the same voices for people as last time, but I can't guarantee I will remember. So consistency might not happen. I'm just gonna have to live with that. Greetings, reader. It's good that you're here, but there's something that I wish to tell you privately. In a moment, I shall not keep you long, though I know your time is precious. The lone minstrel wishes to tell you something of the rights. I see no reason not to hear him out. You bid him to continue, and make it clear your interest in whatever he has to say.
Las patatatas.
Very well, and thank you for your time. And I should further note, matters that pertain directly to rights I must reveal to you alone, for thus I am obliged. In any case, when you confronted Withdrawn and Witchwood Milled, that was the last team we faced, I believe, you might recall she tended to invoke a certain name. Eastlock, the Astral Born. I hesitate to say it even now. That's a monstrosity described in myths and ballads, fought slain by the 8 scribes. Even in death, the Astral Born yet feeds upon our world, unsated by its own. You would be forgiven if you took the ravings of Udmild for mere nonsense. However, her words, as it turns out, ring with a certain truth. Before union of 8 scribes, when first they found themselves here in Downside, this land was even less hospitable, if that can be believed.
Kirasi Feret.
It was ruled over by its greater titans. Those were colossal monsters that once roamed the Downside. The scribes together slew them, one by one, and through this, forged their bonds. The one called Islach was the eldest and most fearsome of Tlop. Just same, the scribes managed to defeat it. They later used Islach's own hide and ichor to bind to Book of Rights. However, Islach did not truly die, but by some accounts, seems to be incapable of death. The creatures regenerate even now, though go very, very slowly. So he's like a Tarrasque, I guess. It's ours to devour this land and everything in it. Only then can it return unto whatever plane that banished it to ours. Alright. That's interesting. So in a way, it is an exile, just like you. If ever should creature be reborn, it shall be many ages hence. Thus the ravens of Udmil are more or less inconsequential for a while. Yet, the history of Islach is inexorably linked to rights, and therefore must be known. I trust your research of book shall lead you to discover more in time. I hope all of this is of some reassurance, and now I leave you to your more immediate concerns. I shall go check to see how everyone's faring at this time. He heads out into the evening, bidding you a good rest of the evening. So, do we have anything? I guess we don't have to hear about this in the book of rights. Yeah, no, it's just the stuff we had before about... What's the name? It was the... Solium, that was it. So I don't know if there's anything else to do, but continue our journey. To Big Bertrude, apparently. A small bog dweller outpost at the edge of the sea. The lone minstrel says someone here can help you pursue the stars across the sea. This is the place. Let us go to see my client's companion as soon as you're ready. Big Bertrude's is a sickly gathering of bog dwellers who stay within shadows, yet you can feel their eyes surveying everything. The lone minstrel steps forward. Sandalwood sent us. Those words are enough to make the bog dwellers snap to attention. They emerge from the mud and dark and begin inspecting your black wagon with their strange tools. One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. Slithers forth? What is English? One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. She is larger than the rest and leaves no doubt that she commands the others. Thou speakest the name Sandalwood. We would know his whereabouts. Reveal them to us. Good day to you, Big Bertrude. It's a pleasure to meet you at last. The Sandalwood always spoke highly of you and your handiwork. She is a bog dweller once feared and respected in the Commonwealth for her sorcerous work. Indeed, did he? In turn, we know who thou must be. Yet thou speakest of the past. Sandalwood, doth he yet live? Speak plain and quickly. To be quite frank with you, madam, I do not know for certain, but I have been apart from him for some time, carrying out his will. Though I have every faith that Sandalwood lives. As for his current whereabouts, I understand that he awaits us somewhere near Wakingwood, beyond waters. It's a labyrinth of a forest on the western half of Black Basin. You know their way around in it. The path to the sacred Mount Alodiel lies far beyond these suffocating woods. We wish to seek him there, though, as you can see, our wagon is ill-suited for the task. The one called Bertrude counted this, studying the lone minstrel all the while. I'm guessing I was flashing because I haven't moused over it before, despite the fact that we know who the lone minstrel is. Oh, indeed. Then leave. Return at dawn. That is all. By your grace, Big Bertrude. The lone minstrel turns away. Edwin stops him. Hold on. Are you sure about this? Leaving the wagon in there? Yeah.
Varoshta sare.
All should be in accordance with my client's plan. You keep calling Sandalwood your client. He must reward you well.
Sio tamta.
Aye. In a manner of speaking, he helped me find a sense of purpose I thought lost. Edwin nods at this and turns to you. Well, my friend, I guess we'll see what happens, right? I'm off to let the others know. Find yourself with time for your vocations while the Pod Brothers go about their business. So, we can mentor a companion to level them up more quickly. We can gain small global bonuses, or we can gain money stuff. Let's continue to get small global bonuses. I like thatches. You can excuse yourself from the others to go pore over the Book of Rites and its mysteries. Through great understanding comes the reader's influence. So, ancient manuscript, anything else interesting there? Focus on which aspect of the Book of Rites. I think I'm going to continue doing celerity, in all honesty. I think celerity is, or quickness is my favourite of those. Stats followed by presence, and last being hope. It probably says something about me. The 8 scribes who composed the book, their influence and their experience spreads through the pages into the willing reader's deepest consciousness. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within. You cannot tell. You gain the reader's influence, celerity. Yeah. Alright, let's continue our journey. The Lone Minstrel finds you early the next day.
Ligeratus tamta.
Reader, it's ready. Please come have a look. The others are already there. The Lone Minstrel beckons you to come see the work. You will step inside. Ooh. Didn't have those portholes before, did it? And fell there. The Black Wagon appears different now than it did even a day before. The hull is fully sealed and reinforced, and all manner of nautical equipment adorns the port side. Wow. People seeing this, I'm gonna have a look around.
Atracarum parat.
The wagon should be fit for sea voyage. Let us depart at your earliest coincidence. At your earliest convenience, which coincidentally is when the next coincidence is gonna be too. What about Big Bertrude? She then appears, as if on cue. Tell that Sandalwood he owes us twice over. If I may, Big Bertrude, you can tell him yourself if you wish to accompany us on our voyage north. Our group would welcome someone of your vast experience. Dare he make flirtations upon us? No, Enough! But should he see that Sandalwood, tell him also to come and visit us again. Now be gone from here. Tell no one that we were paid in favors. She slithers off without another word. Soon the Lone Minstrel breaks the silence.
Ostia recognare.
We're fortunate that she assisted us, but we should go just as she said. I know the navigational controls, and she'll explain. This is so exciting. I don't know how to swim. I'm beginning to feel ill already. Blackwagon became seaworthy. The Sea of Solace awaits. Going up to the one that wants to explore the wagon, boo. Before she left, Big Bertrude shared knowledge of a current that should draw you out to sea. And I'll be honest, that sea doesn't look the healthiest in the world. Look at us. The Worm Gulf. Alright. You and your companions watch the sea as your wagon rolls over the gentle waves.
Navera feijão.
We've crossed into Worm Gulf. I hope that all of you are acclimating well. So exiled worms from the Sea Dominion naturally congregate around here. The tempestuous Sea of Solace lies beyond this death-still body of water. Wait. So this is a body of water that's still... But Big Bertrude told us the current would draw us out into the Sea of Solace? Alright. No acclimating to these worm-infested waters. We risk everything to sail here. Exiled worms of the Sea Dominion tend to seek out the cold of the downside sea. Known for being reckless and single-minded, they were perfectly suited to fill the Commonwealth's front lines.
Nunca parathus.
As long as we follow the cold current Big Bertrude indicated, we shall be safe. The next strait is in the middle of this sea. How will our adversaries meet us there? They shall find their way as we find ours. It's all part of the scribe's design. Now, reader, please confirm the next point on our sea journey. We seek the Ulk of Oars. According to the stars, the next rite shall commence here. A carcass of the doomed exploring vessel, Dazraba, lost in the waters of the downside. So... oh. We only have one choice. Out to Solace, the fetid waters off the coast of Flagging Hands. Bertrude's instructions are to navigate the maze of moors in a curving route bearing northeast. The wagon continues rolling gently across the waves. It seemed to you a welcome change of pace after having come from Flagging Hands not very long ago. However, Jodariel seems more concerned now than before, and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him, with some questioning. Greentail. How is he doing? Who? Headwind? Oh, it's pretty much the same. Been up all night, reaching into the waters if I had to guess. His first time out at sea? His first. She turns to me. Reader, please check on Headwind when you have the opportunity. He requires our support and we require his swift recovery. We wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others. Later you find Headwind looking out of sorts. Oh. Hello, my friend. It's just... the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all this trouble just to get back to the Commonwealth of all places. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss the most about that place? Did we miss our book collection, the few friends we had, perhaps the food, or nothing springs to mind? The few friends we had. Tell them that there were those who did support you over the years, and that it pains you now to be apart from them. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. There's someone I miss terribly back there myself. I'm sure that when you make it out of here, your loved ones will be waiting. Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thank you for checking up on me. You sense he wishes to be alone. There's not much to be done for him. Yeah, suspected that we wouldn't be having Headwind in the next rite. I'm sorry for my interruption, reader. Please again confirm the next point on our voyage. The game's a bit loud compared to my voice. Alright. I can sort that out. Oh, actually the voice seems to be quite quiet in the mix, on the actual mixer as well. Let's check into the filters and whack the gain up a little bit. How is this sounding now? Is this... I'm now speaking over the game again, and hopefully this should be nicer. Let me know if it indeed is. Yeah, the Lone Minstrel just acting as, like, GPS here, it seems. Waiting for confirmation. Doodly-doop, boop, 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 boop. Well, let's just have a... Unfortunately, the music of the game doesn't keep playing while I'm alt-tabbed to check the levels, so I can't compare them that well. Much better. Cool. Thank you, Candy. So let's go to the Sea of Solace. The celestial landmark you seek is beyond this strait. Ooh. The little pinwheely dandelion sort of things going on there, is that? By the scribes, the sea! I didn't know it was so beautiful! Having escaped the waters of Worm Gulf, you now can see what must be the hulk of oars far on the horizon. Not everyone has taken well to the sea voyage, however. Hey, Tizo. Do you want some food? I don't have much for you, but you know what it is. I am obsessed with that song right now. Oh, I forgot to actually check what he meant by that. I forgot that was a thing. He requires further rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Reader, madam, from this point, our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please consult with your companions about which course to take. So we could either go to the Fathomless Trench, where Tizo wants something safe, something tasty, or we could go to the Underking Pass. So this runs as quick as the Underking pours himself. So maybe that would increase our quickness. I don't know what this would do. I do like the idea of more quickness, but I also want to get Tizo some food. Tizo, have food. Get yourself some bug snacks. The sea is peaceful for the most part, save for occasional strange shimmers beneath the surface. You realize the lone minstrel is looking down at them, along with you. Those shapes down there, some must be worms of the Sea Dominion, cast into exile. Yeah, we did get the Berber bug snacks. So the Sea Dominion is a vast and war-torn undersea regime, home to untold numbers of amphibious worms. Having conquered their waters, the worms clambered into the Commonwealth shores in search of new wars. Alright, so very warlike. I understand they tirelessly fought the Commonwealth's wars, having grown weary of their own. They must make worthy adversaries. Tizo appears to have spotted something tasty. Tizo dives without warning into the depths below. And there he goes again. That one enjoys being at sea despite its perils. Eventually, the little imp resurfaces, clutching something in his claws. And what could that something be? Ah, someone can sell, alright. Well, alright. Thank you, Tizo. At last you arrive at the Hulk of Oars after journeying across the sea. Seems the next rite is to commence here soon, though there's no sign of your next adversaries. Yet. Page revealed down the river. So, let's just have a look around at things. We can't actually do anything with these portholes. Nautical bell among the Blackwagon seafaring equipment. Headwind uses it to signal when food is ready. Ah. And there's a silver cudgel head. A limbless, cold-blooded creature rescued from the sea. It's fully grown and has led a rich life. Yeah. Is this table anything? No. Hey, Jody. Reader, a moment of your time. You ask what is on her mind. Hedwyn. He is beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves as a reminder, I believe. I have known Hedwyn since he was a child. Even now, I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I am ambivalent. Speak not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him in my own way, if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weaknesses, I end up having to consider what should happen should we become separated permanently. She trails off a while. What I mean to say is, you should know that I am fully pledged now to this quest of ours, whether Hedwyn is the one to lead us to its end or not. I have my reasons. One of them is him. I expect the same holds true for you. That is all I wish to say. Take care, reader. Aw, she cares for Hedwyn. Alright, so... Down the river, in the words of Gol Golothamian, the Master General. The Emperor Solium Mur knew naught of this, of course. His expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he had ever been before. As he travelled down the river Solorian in pursuit of greed, he found instead an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time he could not ignore it, and it proved more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understand they cried with joy. Perhaps he ought to have perished. But the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. Alright. Still don't entirely know what to make of all of this in the Book of Rites. I'm sure it'll end up making some amount of sense with time. But let's check out the slug market.
Oh, hey you guys! Finally running into you out here, right in the middle of the drink, know what I mean? Not a lot of customers today, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal.
What are you buying?
So... this would increase the range of our aura. We probably want this Stardust again. It's sold out for 80, but I suspect that sort of selling legendary things probably not good right now. So more presence, more hope. The Lunar Glass would still be good. But let's sell our bug snacks. Yep. And I want that. Apart from that, I think we're fine. I really would like this Lunar Glass at some point.
Thanks, guys. Good luck in that thing you're going to tonight.
Let's just go to our... Is this how we access our inventory? Yeah, cargo. And Rookie has the Kerfang? Yeah. Alright, that's not going to increase it. right now, but we'll get more upgrades in the future. So let's commence the rite. Having landed at the Hulk of Oars, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I look just like Mr. Hedwin? Tizo is worried that Hedwin is still feeling unwell. Aww. Wait, I think... What's that? A serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a worm of the Sea Dominion. What they are all doing here, you see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loosens its mask.
Good sirs and good ladies, so it is you that heed the summons to glorious competition against this knight and his brigade. Well then, let us do battle now without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but our very honor, and this knight fully intends to reclaim his.
Oh, I love them. I love him so much.
Oh, and lest this knight forget. He is called Sir Gilman. He salutes you all on behalf of the Pyre Hearts, until the contest.
He is a once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honor. A triumvirate of worm knights who perceive the rites as great battles to be won. Oh, I love how we sort of built up these worms as being all sort of terrifying and fierce beasties, and now they're just adorable little medieval knights. He splashes out of view just as the stars above begin to shimmer with strange light. Yeah, they are best night candy. Alright, let's see how well we do. We probably want to cycle out some of our previous people to get those experience bonuses, right?
Was not enough to thwart your coming here unto the Hulk of Oris.
Oh, Oris.
You would be wise not to underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts. These rites are but another war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy. I expect your battle to be glorious.
Alright, so the Pyre's no longer in the middle here, and we're on, like, a ship, right? With sort of holes in the wood. Alright. Your fellow exiles are gathered on the rotting deck of the Hulk of Oris as your adversaries clamber into view. Ruki pours up to them. Say, what are you worms even doing here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth or the Sea Dominion or wherever it is you're from?
Haha! An excellent point! It seems that these adversaries in the rites are clever, wouldn't you say, sire? Just get rid of them already, Gilman. As your commanding officer, this knight hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No worm knight in history has withstood as many frontline battles. Doff your helm, sire, as is our custom. May our adversaries tremble at the sight of you.
Sir Gilman attends to his commander's mask, despite his protests. Wait! Give this knight his mask! Oh my. Oh.
This knight hereby presents to you the great Sir Deluge, a noble visage, is it not?
He is a petty worm knight of the Sea Dominion, who somehow survived countless battles. Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. Just sitting in the middle of that helm makes him look a little bit like Mike Wazowski by way of Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, you can swim or no?
Ha! Of course we knights can swim. All knights of the Sea Dominion can. But we are exiles in this land, the same as ye. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis summarily impossible to swim back up the river down which we were flushed to end up here. Nay, there is but one way to return. Silence, Gelman! Nobody cares, but back to your post! Sir Gilman hesitates, but does as he is told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he is not afraid of you. He somehow climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. No! On guard! The exiles of the Worm Triumvirate take their positions as you focus on the Book of Rites. So that's lots of small people. Reader, Hedwyn's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us.
Who shall conduct this rite?
So, who are we gonna have? So, we probably want to be using Jodariel, as we've not used her in a while. And May. So let's have Jodariel as our sort of defensive person. What talismans have we got available? Right. And Hedwyn has that. So, do I want to give Jodariel... It's only 1 gold, you know? We've got plenty of money at the moment. Let's give her some quickness. Put her in there. And I'll give May the Kerfang. Faye the Kerfang. And Ruki can have Jameer Fang. And before we start, I am going to quickly grab some water because I've got to do that beforehand, so I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I am all hydrated and libated and slightly gyrated. So, ready to do this thing. What's... Oh, consider the Pyre hearts. Alright. Didn't even know that was a thing. So we've got Sir Gilman here, who's incredibly quick. We have Sir Marsh, who is even quicker. And Sir Deluge, who's somewhat in between. They've got pretty high hope, I think, so they're going to return pretty quickly. Pretty low presence, especially Sir Gilman, which, you know, I would contest that. He had plenty of presence in that discussion. So... Is Sir Gilman just the worst? Despite... So, Sir Gilman is strictly worse than Sir Deluge. And worse than Sir Marsh. Aww! I believe in you, Sir Gilman.
Right. The choice is cast.
No way, these Worm Knight bozos are faster than me! Gilman, Status report! What's the enemy's position? They now stand ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate they seem to this knight's eye. Brave, air-sucking monsters, one and all. Pyre hearts, be ready! Alright.
Now begin.
Oh, missed.
An opportunity.
Come on, round we go. And in we go.
Wings are the first
Yeah!
to strike.
They're not as fast as I thought they would be, actually. Oh,
Somebody get the orb.
alright. Oh. Oh, we can jump over these. Right.
Deliverance.
I did not realise that.
How very
There we
fortunate.
go. And yeah.
A crushing blow.
Oh, hey, Callow, how are you doing?
The rite is nearly ended. Long goes Sir Gilman into play.
Just had to let them score one, didn't I? Gilman, your form is sloppy. Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line. Your words do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though, perhaps we do have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one whom we now face. Whose side do you want? Get out there and vanquish them at once. Our adversaries stand divided. Let us take advantage of the opening.
There seems to be dissension in your adversaries' ranks. 'Tis little wonder these fool worm knights are no longer fit to serve the Commonwealth. And it is done.
Alright, that was weird.
Prevailed. Their adversaries proved no match for them.
Was it a good upplate that you were, though, Callow, at least?
Is complete.
Worth at least today's tiredness? I expected more from the Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion. The sea was making me a little queasy, honestly, but we still won. We won! Those worms were quick, all right, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. This knight commands you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed. And this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until the end of his days. Silence, Gilman! This is all your fault, and now cavorting with the enemies! How dare you! This knight was but attempting honorary compliments, sire. It is not in accordance with the rights to praise one's adversary on a worthy outcome. Worthy? This knight will show you worthy, you miserable little minnow. You are a failure, Gilman. Get now from this knight's sight. Can we get Sir Gilman? I want Sir Gilman.
Now in the hearts of all these
Oh, you're writing. Cool. Focus, training, prowess. The path towards survival on the blood border. These rites make similar demands of us. That's the northern edge of the Commonwealth. It's a flat and vulnerable expanse. The Highwing remnant seized upon it at every opportunity, from the cover of clouds or darkness. So, they're going down this route to go get vanishing adversaries by flinging the orb at them, so... Alright. I think I'm having difficulty remembering everything else I can do, like jumping and stuff, so I'm not sure that doing the saluting is going to be much help. So I think I'm going to get Crushing Heal. Because... Step on me, mummy? Scrap that. And I think now that Jadiril's rank 3, we can do one of her scribe trials, right?
Until the stars align.
Didn't actually use Rookie's Jeanwere's Fang this time, unfortunately. After besting the Pyre Hearts in a decisive victory, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There is little discussion of the Pyre Hearts, who seem to have already swum off towards wherever next the stars directed them. Instead, your fellow exile's attention turns towards your companion, who is absent for the rite. How is Hedwyn? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form as yet. Something is troubling him. I urged him to remain bedridden. And he simply would not listen. I'm very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. The lone minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel, I should wring that neck of yours! As I was attempting to explain, Edwin is already up and about, despite my having recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyages and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden or at least sedentary. Edwin is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I travelled with one extensively, which is, you know, exactly the same thing. I'm not a doctor. One of my best friends is a doctor. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Tariq, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a rite like that before. So, you're back among the living then, Hedwyn? I was just seasick. Nevertheless. No, that's not the voice. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we can all use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern, and I'm sorry that I worried you, or caused you further burden. He turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figure out where to go next? I'm beginning to miss being on solid ground. You follow him outside, where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the rite back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others would get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. Can't begin to imagine where we'll be off to next. We're well past anything in the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. He bids you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. Stars shine down upon you. So, to Trieste, the Silver Star. The Silver Star burns bright over the fissured lands of Black Basin. Is that a sad tree? Still further north then. Not simply north, this shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the deathless Tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. That's the Tempest raging in the Sea of Solace, seemingly for all eternity. The storm that arose after the death of the Sea Titan Unfathomed Plume... Oh, wait. The storms that arose after the death of the Sea Titan Unfathomed Plumes has never entirely subsided. What's that? Plumes. I assume it's plumes. The ability to read. Go. What the hell is Scottish again? Can't we go around it? Given our confrontation with the pirates, our chances back in Wormeld waters would be even worse. You see sexy fire horse. Well, I only saw it briefly, but, you know, if we do get, you know, some sort of buff Rapidash, I will tender my apologies. Come on, people. It'll just be another day in the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we still can. Bet you'll feel better in the morning. Your optimism is infectious. Isn't it? Yeah, good dog, Rookie. Or Kerr, I guess. You all concur that the rest is in order, for the sea journey has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you shall have to find a way to sail past the deathless tempest. Hey, Tizo! What game stood out from the actual showcase to other people? Because whilst there are so many that I'm excited about, I really want to see what Bugsnax is all about, and it's on Epic, or will be when it releases. So, at least it's not a PlayStation exclusive. Tizo has been in a rather cheerful mood since being out at sea, and seems pleased to see you. Tizo is grateful for having had the opportunity to catch a fish for old time's sake. Tizo is asking if you want to know why he loves fishing so much. Sure. You sense his inquiry is rhetorical in nature, so you anticipate his response. Tizo loves catching fish because he hates them and everything they stand for. Tizo, buddy, I hate to tell you this. Fish are not known for having legs. Don't really stand for anything. Sorry. He's devoted his life to the eradication of their kind ever since... Oh! Ever since they killed his family? I'm sorry, I need to screen cap that. That is a great bit of text. He seems on the verge of tears, though as far as you are aware, imps cannot cry. Then he leers at you, eyes wide, expecting a response. It seems he told you a joke. Ah, you got me, Tizo. So do we smile and nod? It was a noble effort, though perhaps you do not yet fully grasp the nuance of imp humour. Now is not the time for Tizo to be making jokes, you're on a very serious quest. I think we laugh heartily. You must do your best belly laugh following Tizo's joke. He stares at you sidelong for a moment. Huh? Tizo admits the real reason he loves catching fish is because Falcon Roy pays a lot of soul for them. He snickers back at you and bounces off. Tizo's the best. Yeah. Alright. So let's continue our journey, I guess. So I think I'm still going to aim to do scribe trials between streams, as that seems like the best idea. So we could go to the Ragged Rock, the north current towards Stormwall passes by old carcasses of ships long gone. Rookie spotted wreckage in the area and believes there could be valuables to find. Or the south current towards Stormwall brims with large sea creatures. Tizo seems very eager to see the wagon head in this direction. I think I want the money at this point, because I want the talisman that increases our speed. That would be something grand. So I'm going to go this way. The remnant of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that the massive deathless tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in finding trinkets, Greentail. Oh, relax already, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're out there keeping watch and start telling you to come off it now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. They go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take time, but you may find something to show for it. Continue searching the wreckage? Yes. You suggest it may well be worthwhile to continue searching through the wreckage after having come this far. Rookie grins wide. Knew you'd see it my way, sister. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search... sorry, sister. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down there. Jodariel fumes at all this, but says nothing. Aww. I didn't realise we could get negatives. Well, we used Jodie last time, and I think Tizo has got a buff anyway, so we probably want to use them for the next one as our defensive player. You and your companions look upon the deathless tempest. The stars demand you sail beyond it, yet the very thought is beyond reason. Can you say that the Deathless Tempest is one of the most rad location names ever? Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Is the name of that storm actually officially like the Great Red Spot, or is that just sort of the informal nickname for it? Or is it one of those situations where it was an informal nickname and then sort of became codified just through use? But yeah, scientists are not necessarily the greatest at naming things. It's almost as if professional writers are better at doing the whole writing thing. Then, something in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Oh, it actually is. Alright. It is just called the Great Red Spot. Well, Jupiter did, you know, he did get around a little bit, so I imagine he picked up something here and then. Probably needs some skin cream, so Great Red Spot, on balance, probably not that far off the mark.
Hold, good ladies and good sirs. This knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please.
What is it now, worm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. No, we want him to join our party.
Oh, but you do! And in turn, this knight has further need of you, good lady.
Out with it then.
Let us be joined! Let this knight join you, please!
Can you believe this, Hedwyn? Not really. No. Or you go the other way and end up with... Wait, is there a serious genetic disorder called Sonic Hedgehog? Actually, I think I've heard of that. But yeah, that's not great. You don't want to be the doctor that has to tell someone the sad news that they have got the condition, the serious condition Sonic Hedgehog.
Nay! Look ye not so surprised. Your valour in the rites did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you, upon his long-lost honour as a would-be knight-errant of the Sea Dominion, that he shall serve you to the end.
What about your other worm friends back there, the Pyre Hearts?
They are base cowards! This knight can no longer abide such spineless characters, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the hulk of Orez. Never before have we been trounced so thoroughly.
There's nothing new in there.
And furthermore, this knight shall aid your passage through the deathless tempest. Is it not so that you seek passage to the north? With this knight's aid, you shall achieve your wish.
And it's inhibited by the enzyme Robotnikinin. Oh, that's got to have, like, some form of alternate name if they need to talk about it in a serious situation. I hope. But yeah, Gilman's great. I love Gilman. I want to use Gilman in, like, every right now. So Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way to cross the storm, some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled to these waters. Jodariel pulls the rest of you aside, after Hedwyn gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants someone for each mask, and this one seems about as good as we're going to get. Jodariel glowers back at the worm. He tries his best to look presentable. Oh.
Oh, I love their like little breastplate thing they've got going on as well. It's so cute. Hedwyn is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you cross the Deathless Tempest, then he can come along for now.
This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you pass the storm.
Yeah.
Though first, this knight requires your consent. Give unto this knight your blessings in the name of the Nightwings, and thus shall he go forth.
We always hear the Worm Knight's dialogue in Lemongrab's voice. I don't actually... No, is Lemongrab an Adventure Time person?
Is it sort of a little voice like this?
Because I think I might have sort of osmosed something about them, maybe? But if it's not like that, then I haven't. I've at least heard the name. But yay, knight who wants consent. And yeah, Callow, I figured that they... Well, we saw them on the field that they're sort of quite fast, but with pretty small presence. And it now makes sense why they have the worst stats of everyone in that team, because they're joining us. Sir Gilman seems to be asking your permission for something. So, yes, we can tentatively agree to whatever he is asking so we can get on with it already. Or beg pardon. It is not clear to you as to what exactly Sir Gilman intends to do for you right now. Yes? As you begin to say something in response, Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depths, yet, through this close encounter with him, you cling to some sense of where he is going, and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the Deathless Tempest. Ooh, he has an aura trail that extends behind him. That seems potentially interesting. Ooh, we get a tutorial. Good. Determined to prove himself to you in the Nightwings, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you.
Master Reader, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now, lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought be not far east of here.
I think what Sir Gilman's reminding me a little bit of is a less annoying version of Cyan from Final Fantasy VI, sort of without all the sort of faux Shakespearean dialogue and just, you know, the honour and... I mean, it's a bit more exuberant than Cyan, but...
Today we shall bring peace to the embroiled sea. Know, however, that among this knight's brethren, the actions we are about to take are highly forbidden. But they are highly just.
Thus, Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. So, oh yeah, there's the aura. And yeah, we can just head back. But it disappears if we jump. Alright, alright.
Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of unfathomed plurns.
That does say plans. The sea titan once slain by the scribe Underking Ores. Her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. The Book of Rites.
Boiling the seas with their wrath. Exiled worms within these waters long have harbored these abominations, using them to bar passage through the downside's channel for any save this knight's own kind.
Yeah, he seems to take a little bit of getting used to, but it doesn't seem too bad.
Begone now from here, fiends! This knight shall finish what the Underking Ores started!
Seventh of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Persevering or the Sea Sojourner. The legendary leader of the Worm's undersea crusades ought to reach the edge of the abyss, and chat has just disappeared for me because apparently the Chromebook ran out of memory. So let's see if I can get that back. Actually, let's pause that. I was hoping it was just going to move on to some more dialogue, but Seems not. Alright, so... Okay, so we go directly back to the end of the trail and not sort of along the trail. So if we... Yeah! Alright, I'm getting it. So we can do that. That is really cool. Hold it right there, you traitorous slug! How dare you turn your back on this knight to your superior?
Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth. Last this night checked. Here, you hold no sway over this knight.
Ah! What have you done to the spawn? Have you no honor left at all?
This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you.
Why, you dare to staunch the Tempest for these Nightwings?
Good Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare. Now, come and fight this knight if you so dare as well.
Ah! Pyre Hearts, banish him! This is an order!
Alright, let's slash through these people.
What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself and leave the dirty work unto your charges?
But fine, Gilman. You wish to stand against your commander, then have it your way. Samash! Lady Seagrass, to me! Banish not this troublemaker!
Who's Lady Seagrass? She is a worm knight duty bound to serving Sir Deluge in the Pyre. Alright, so the same as Sir Marsh, I guess. And let's start with one of them. And that's the other one. Yeah!
You're a master of this knight no longer, Sir Deluge. Thus shatter our fraternal bonds. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be a bald-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again!
Wait, you lowly traitor! This knight will have your head! Gilman!
The one thing I'm a little bit worried about with Gilman is that whilst I'm definitely feeling it in that tutorial section, it'll be a case of actually remembering it when it comes to the rights and remembering how differently sort of people control, right? As the day wears on, there is still no sign of the Worm Knight. Your companions grow restless, but then... No, Callow, I don't know what you mean by how totally extra Sir Gilman is with that ostentatious entrance there. Oh, I love him so much too. He's great.
Hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell and new scars to show for them.
Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. Aww. He is, in short, the very image of a worm knight. He is the very image of a modern armoured worm knight. Or something like that.
And more importantly, that little Tempest ought no longer pose a threat for now. Behold!
As if on cue, the deathless Tempest begins to simmer and subside. Yeah. Would you look at that? He really did it.
Of course this knight did it! Now, if it would be alright with you, this knight could really use some shut-eye.
Aww. The Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Hedwyn help him up. Gilman can play similarly to Rookie. Yeah, I'm sort of seeing that as well. In terms of offense. And I think I tend to prefer vaguely being on offense to defense anyway. Like, the way I seem to be playing it is sit back for a little bit with a heavy hitter and shoot anyone who picks up the ball, then rush it through, rather than anything more coordinated than that.
A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Night Wings. Huzzah! Sir Gilman joined the group. He also revealed a path north for you. That second bit's way less important. Bid him welcome. Yeah. Oh, we can't actually go into our carriage yet. Sir Gilman revealed a gap in the storm that seems safe enough to traverse. Oh, it's going to be tough as to whether Gilman or Tizo are my favourite now. If we're just thinking about sort of use in the actual rights, then definitely Gilman so far, I think. Headwind's pretty good. I think I prefer Faye more because she's faster, but also just sort of clearing people out with Jodie and getting a path through that way, like right at the start of... Yeah, they're sort of like the milk toastier ones, and that's unfair. Just the middle ground. But no, I think I like them all in their own way in combat. I think Tizo's the one I've gotten to grips with the least, though. With Sir Gilman's aid, you managed to breach the Tempest. You were true to your word, Worm, I shall give you that. Now what? We are stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question, and from one most fair. You'd better not be going all milady on me, Gilman. We'll be having a falling out if you are. Call me that once more and I shall tie you in a knot. Ah, and from one most spirited as well. This knight was wise to side with ye. Gilman. We're warning you. Just... where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing, although eventually he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to the lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We are close to making landfall. Then, let me be the first to say, let's go. You're on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solace. Voyage onward! Say, Tariq? Aye, Ruki? What is it? That loot you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing, don't you? Why, I suppose I do. Good, because I was thinking it's a little gloomy here and we could use a little tune to lighten up the mood, know what I mean? Aye. Then, let me see what I can do. So the broad categories you had were goalie, midfielder, forward, runner, and diver. So Ruki was a runner and a forward. So is like a forward someone who can also shoot? I'm not sure I'm getting sort of the distinctions between those. I'm mostly thinking in terms of sort of general defense and offensive capabilities. I think are how I'm mentally organizing things. So Tizo and Jodie would be strong on defense, not so strong on attack, but obviously if you can get them towards the pyre, they do more damage. And sort of Ruki and Faye, and now I guess, well, it's Sir Gilman, how did I forget that name? Would be sort of more attacking, and then you've got Headwind sort of in the middle, just doing whatever. But I have noticed that you have played a heck of a lot of this game, so you've got some refined thoughts on this. So, alright. Sir Gilman claims the downside's northern landmass should be just beyond these waters. Alright, afford someone who's quick enough to stay on their side without getting swatted. To be honest, I've not quite gotten the hand of sort of switching between players so much to actually keep them out of trouble. I'm sure there's a lot of strategy with passing the ball and all that sort of thing, but I've not got the hang of it yet. Oh. Alright, Lava Zone. Supergiant games have such good music. It's not a new observation, but I am all for this. At last your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground. The land is called Black Basin. Whoa! Black Basin! Bam-ba-dam-ba-dam! Black Basin! Wham-ba-dam-ba-dam! I'm sorry. Black glass, searing vapour, and strangling forests mark the forsaken lands that loom across the sea. The 8 scribes first discovered this, the northern landmass of the downside. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon, so you can take stock of how best to reach your destination. Yeah. Ooh, what's this thing? So Gilman's Crest, official certification of knighthood in the Commonwealth, oft sought by worm knights. Can I have a look at him in the roster? Yeah. So Malteser's only got 15 glory as well, I guess, because they're so small. So yeah, they really are just sort of full defensive. There's no huge point in sending them forward with the ball. I forget the official name for that thing, so... we don't get to see his masteries yet. Alright. Wait, where did the information... Oh, it was up here, right? Yeah. So he is a once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honour. So his right to power slash, jump, and slither. One of the outlandish worm knights of the Sea Dominion. He appears to have withstood many battles in the name of the Commonwealth, which employs many of his kind for its ongoing war against the Highwing remnants. His exile seems to be self-imposed, though even he can only take so much abuse from his fellow knights. Aww. Teaser, because I realised I've forgotten to actually read a lot of these observations. Imps are known for having superior appetites, but not for having much in the way of intellect. This particular imp defies all such common understanding, and seems to be deeply connected to the Black Wagon of the Nightwings, and perhaps the Rights themselves. You and he quickly found an understanding. Yeah. Flutter up to evade adversaries' auras. Aww. Faye. She's a young vagabond girl with an odd manner and an unshakable sense of curiosity. She appears to be a vagabond who has wandered the downside for some time, and has somehow managed to get by. Her simple and sincere demeanour suggests she likely was shunned in the Commonwealth, and would have been considered a savage by the standards there. She seems unusually interested in the legends of the 8 scribes. I feel like she is possibly the least developed one so far. Yeah, Celestial Orb, that's the name. Thanks, Callow. So, Rookie seems to be the most well-connected of the masked wanderers who found you and knows something of the land. He has a rather opportunistic disposition, and his ostentatious clothing... Oh, we've read this one. I think we've read all of these, the other ones. Yeah. Alright. Hey, Gilman. You approach Sir Gilman, who must have just finished practicing his fencing maneuvers. How... Does Gilman use his tail? Because Gilman doesn't seem to have hands, right? He regards you with his single eye. Hail, Master Reader! This knight is determined to train harder, having joined the famous Nightwings. He shall ensure that this triumvirate continues to live up to its most feared reputation. This is such an honor! And this knight has a great deal of honor to regain. Having fled the Pyre hearts, this knight fully expects now to conduct the rites in a most honourable fashion, to the fullest letter of the law described within the books. Some triumvirates this knight has met and perchance mentioned by name. They are inclined to bend the rules a bit, sometimes a lot, and to prevail by any means they can. But this is wrong! The exile who refuses to obey the rules as they were written by the Under-King Orez and his 7 friends deserves neither his honour nor his freedom. Thusly does the knight have confidence the master reader shall resist any temptations to conduct the rites in any underhanded fashion. Now then, this knight must undergo a thorough cleansing, having trained until the point of foulness, so please excuse him, master reader. He slithers off, humming some sort of chivalrous tune. Brave, 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 brave Sir Gilman. Gilman went and slithered off to go and have a bath. He will do the scrubbing dance and make him much cleaner. If you want to give a close listen, you can catch a few words. They seem to say Ligeratus when they used the word reader, or Noxalis for night things. Ah, that is cool. So they do have sort of a little bit of voiced language. Let's survey the surroundings. You find that Hedwyn has asked for several volunteers to scout the area and report back. Alright everyone, don't go too far and let's meet back by dusk. Yes, I'll have to remember Noxalis whenever we win. Please, use caution. The exiles dwelling in these lands are, well, rather territorial. For your part, you remain with the Black Wagon to keep watch. You see occasional dark shapes soaring across the sky, but none of them draw near enough for you to see in any detail. Eventually, your companions make their way back, and everyone arrives as planned, or earlier. Hi everyone, I'm back! I've come back! Faye returns from the east with little to report, save for word that the glowing molten rock there is very, very hot. Good job, Faye. That is useful information. This knight yet lives, although he has little else to report. The newest member of the group, Sir Gilman, returns from a northern pass, visibly shaken. He appears to have discovered an intense fear of heights. Aww. Crick! Tizo wonders whether any species of fish lives in the pools or rock nearby. The little imp Tizo seems disappointed to have left the water behind. He remains with you, near to the wagon. There is a western pass that seems traversable. If we travel by the light of dawn, the shadows in the crags may well cover our advance against whomever may be watching. Begging your pardon, I do not wish to contradict your strategy, madam, though in my experience, we shall not remain hidden for long during the climb towards the nest of Trieste. According to the stars, alright. The exiled harp matriarch lived in solitude among these very cliffs. The exiles of the Eye-Wing remnants. You may have no love for them inherently, but they have no such qualms with me. For now, I may be able to negotiate safe passage. Negotiate? With them? Then Hedwyn steps in as the lone minstrel bows and backs away. Hey, let's not decide on this just yet. We're not going anywhere right now. That much we can agree on. We'll decide how best to go ahead come morning. From now, let's take the rest of the afternoon and get our bearings. Jodariel glares at the sky as everyone else disperses. So what's the problem with these people? Alright, let's... Money would be good, but I want buffs. You locate a secluded area nearby where you should be able to study the Book of Rites. Through great understanding comes the reader's influence. So, yeah, we need to master everything else to get this. So let's grab some presents, I think. I wonder, does increasing Sir Gilman's presence include, like, or increase the radius of his slither trail? Because that would feel pretty useful as well, as much as I would use him in defense. You attune yourself to the strange and mystic properties of the Book of Rites, embracing, such as possible, that which cannot be explained or truly known. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Yeah, we get some tenacity. So, there's nothing going on in the cart. Let's just continue. So, we could go this way, but the Lone Minstrel thinks he can negotiate with people. Or... let's do this way. I don't like the idea of negotiating. And Jodariel seems to have, you know, some issues with that, and I don't want to upset her. That increases both the radius and the length. Alright. The shattered lands of Blackshore prove difficult to traverse for the Black Wagon. The low road to the nest of Trieste passes through razor-sharp sands. The land beyond the Sea of Solace extrudes from the ocean on a bed of black glass. Jodariel searches for a solid path forward, to little avail. Fie on these blasted lands! How are we to proceed through this? Perhaps I can be of some assistance. This place is not so unfamiliar to me, nor are its hidden denizens. Please remain with others until I return, madam. I shall not be long. The minstrel disappears into the cliffs before Jodariel can protest. In the meantime, you and she continue to keep watch, sensing unseen eyes. The last time that one disappeared on us, we searched for him for days. But this time, he soon returns. I have secured safe passage through the nest of Trieste. We may proceed. Secured safe passage with whom exactly? Just then, a winged woman dives down from the sky. She looks Jodariel up and down, and then she soars away without a word. The lone minstrel says nothing more either. Jodariel's scowl deepens. For centuries, the Commonwealth withstood the high-wing remnant's treacherous assaults thanks to soldiers such as she. The last surviving faction of the Winged Harps, the ancient enemies of the Commonwealth. They are as coarse as their feathers. They hold themselves superior. The Archjustice Androboles the Knight. Jodariel lost 4 hope for the next right. I wonder what would have happened if we went the other way. Because presumably the Lone Minstrel would still have tried to negotiate with the Winged Remnants. Was that the name? I think it was. But alright, we're not using Jodie, I guess. At last you arrive at the nest of Trieste, where the next rite is soon to commence. You cannot sense the feeling that the unseen eyes watched your wagon's ascent, and remain watching now. Alright, we reveal the page. Let's go check that out. Oh, there's some extra books to the side, are there? Don't think those were there before. My emperor lay there, bleeding and alone, stranded in a bitter land beyond a river. With fleeting consciousness, he understood the folly of his quest, and the folly of his rule over his country. Thus did he await the last embrace. It was the imp Hoab that nursed him back to health and warned him often of the dangers he would have to face. Many enemies of Myr would come in search of him, some under employment by the rope caller, some longing openly for cold, uncomplicated violence. I was one of them. I plunged into the river willingly. We needed to be sure that he was dead. Yeah, I don't remember those books being there before, but I can't do anything with them, so... Oh, hey, you guys! What brings you way out here? No, wait, don't tell me. I don't want to know. All I want is you to get the best deals in the downside.
What are you buying?
Ooh, he's got 2 lots of stuff. He's got a dash and a pinch. Sunken Shadow, that's alright. Righteous Flame is... That might be a thing to... might be a thing worth considering at some later point, getting that sort of regen. There's definitely one of the characters which also had some sort of regen ability, I think, that we were sort of aiming towards. Can't remember which one, but it might have been Tizo, in fact. Alright, we'll get the Stardust. And again, we'll leave it at that, I think. So let's... Alright, we can check here, can't we? That's additional damage. Maybe Faye then? I swear there was something. Maybe not. Oh, there we go, it's Headwind. Right. I don't think I'm fine with the talismans I've got. I guess one of my thoughts is how good is Zhongwe's Fang? Because I don't really use Ruki to cast his aura too much. I mean, his presence kind of sucks, right? Yeah, his presence is 4, which is worse even than Sir Gilman. And now that I have it, I kind of have the thought that, I mean, it's his special talisman. I should have it equipped on him, but also, I'm not necessarily going to get that much in the way of utility out of it. So let's... Yeah, I want to boost up the Kerfang. Yeah, I know, game of... This isn't my first rodeo. I'll boost up to +5. Does it give us up to... Yeah. Yeah, it's not sort of the question about leveling, it's about the question of, you know, using it at all, kinda. Because I'm not really having Ruki cast his aura. And maybe if I weren't using it, I might end up using Righteous Flame, sort of in addition to Kerfang, on other people, so that I can get both healing and additional damage, because that would seem alright. I mean, Righteous Flame might buy me maybe 1 additional sort of goal that could be scored against me. Because given that people are doing like 15 plus damage whenever they come against it, it's unlikely that I'm going to get. I mean, it's possible I can get 2, but less likely. I think for now I'm going to leave it as is and try and save up for Lunar Glass, I think. Ah! Thanks for stopping by, guys! Alright, let's do this. You and your fellow exiles gather on the blasted land called the Nest of Trieste, expecting the imminent commencement of the rites. You see no sign of any adversaries, but then you hear a whooshing sound above. This, then, is what passes for the Night Wings now. Such a rabble, not even dressed for the occasion. It seems the scribes have little pride in their tradition. Hold your tongue, little bird. We have not come for talk. No, you have come on behalf of your commonwealth. Mark well my words, you horned filth. When at last we free ourselves, your home shall burn. With that, the harp swoops off as Jodariel glowers after her. Winged warriors from the mountainous offskirts of Commonwealth, where they are feared. They fled to their mountain nests, awaiting the day when they would darken their skies and retake the land. See, anything that I'm told flees to their mountain nest, that just feels a little eerie to me, you know? It is only then that you realize another harp has come. She is quite serious, I assure you. I can help you sort her out. It's in our mutual interest. You know naught of my interest. Let's give this another shot. Hi, my name's Pamitha Thane. She appears to be one of the winged harps of the High-Wing remnants now bound in exile. The surly one back there, that was my blood sister.
No need to judge her harshly, though. We've only met just now, though I must say, something about you reminds me of her. How dare you implicate that I have anything in common with your ilk? Don't be racist, Jody. Just then, Hedwyn shows up to intervene. He whispers something to Jodariel. No, Hedwyn, you cannot be serious. Judy, I'm asking you to trust me on this one. Am I perhaps interrupting something? Say, by the by, however did you make it all this way across the sea? Didn't see you fly in. Trust is something I am loath to give away, Hedwyn. But you have set our course thus far, and I have followed, so do as you must. That Sandalwood had better have an explanation for all this. Jodariel storms off as Hedwyn turns to you. What's your take on this one, my friend? Our informant wants someone for each mask. I hadn't expected we to run into a harp, yet here she is. What are you getting from her? You turn your attention to Pamitha, who has been watching with bemused interest. Ah, a reader, are you? Pleasure to make your acquaintance, darling. Well, here I am. Gaze intently all you like, and tell your comrade there the truth of it, why don't you? You sense that she is conflicted about something, though you do not know what. You also sense, however, that her motives here and now are earnest. Hedwyn wants to know your initial impression of Pamitha. So it may be that her training gives her some resistance to your scrutiny. She seems alright. You are willing to take Pamitha at her word and see in her the potential for valuable new ally. Or admit I do not know. Having only met her, you cannot sense whether to trust her and defer to Hedwyn. I'll defer to Hedwyn. Why not? You tell Hedwyn that you cannot adequately judge Pamitha just yet. While you have certain reservations, you defer to him on what to do. I understand, my friend, and I appreciate your backup on this one. Above all, I need to give Sandalwood the benefit of the doubt, which means doing the same right now for Pamitha. We've come this far thanks to a certain faith, and right now, it's telling me to take her with us, even though Jodariel isn't going to like it. He then turns to Pamitha. I'm Hedwyn. We'll accept your offer on 2 conditions, if you'll hear me out. Conditions? Why? Sure, I love a good condition or 2. Just like she apparently loves having all the belts. Is Pamitha essentially Harpy Lulu? Because she looks like Harpy Lulu even down to, you know, all the cleavage that is apparently in that character design. Conditions? Why sure, I love a good condition or 2. First, after we've finished here tonight, you come along and make sure that your blood sister and her friends don't give us any trouble when we're headed out. Second, you'll have to find a way to get along with Jodariel, whom you met earlier. Brilliant! I had no plans to stick around here anyway. As for your demon friend, no doubt we'll get on famously. Now, I don't suppose you have an extra set of raiments I could use, because I think the rite is getting started. Yeah, a bit more flirty. And actually, given the other character designs in here, I'm absolutely fine with having a flirty lady character. Because it's about having a good, diverse selection rather than banning any particular representation, right? You look up and see that she is right. She even says Ligarami instead of Ligaratus, which seems to be... Ah, alright. Which one was Ligaratus? Was that when you were getting started? Oh, for when they say the word reader, right. Pamitha Thane joined you. She has a score to settle. Welcome!
I thought for sure the stars would have eluded you by now. Yet here you are, somehow. upon the nest of Trieste.
Okay, now we get to see if it's a buff Rapidash.
And you've swelled the ranks of your triumvirate not merely with another,
Oh yeah.
but with two. One from the Pyre heart, no less. And one who seeks the favor of the adversaries whom you'll imminently face. They are the essence. Winged terrors, as you soon shall see.
But that also was a tree, right?
Longing for freedom match their hatred for the vibrant country that was once your home.
So I'm gonna go for Unicorn Tree. I wasn't quite getting, you know, the sexiness of it, but, you know, you do you, Candy. From a distance you observe as Pamitha, now clad in Nightwing's raiments, heads towards your adversaries in the right. You, what sort of heathen harp would dare take wing against us? Your new companion then loosens the bindings on her mask. Hello there, Tamitha. Pamitha's blood sister stares back at her for a while before responding. What in the saint's name are you doing here with them? Saint Trieste Tithus, 5th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Disciplined or the Blessed Born. The eldest of the Harp Matriarchs, she anointed the Book of Rites and gave its words their power. Doubtless come to dig your talons in my back again. No, sister. I've come to have a word with you. Save it. I cannot help but share your poisoned blood, but I shan't ever count you as my sister. You expect me to believe that you came all this way for talk? You waste your time as ever. What's life if not a waste of time, dear sister? Give me a chance, why don't you? What do you even have to lose anymore? Besides, I've come a long way. Silence! You shan't have come here, and the time for talk is long since past. If only you could see yourself again, consorting with mine enemies. Fine then, savor their defeat, but I warn you, stay away from me. Pamitha says nothing more as her blood sister turns away again. Pamitha gets your attention. Listen to me, reader darling. The rest of you are ill-equipped to navigate this place. Let me conduct this rite on your behalf, and my wings will bring you victory.
Dear lady, your words ring true. This knight is flattered that you have not eaten him, as is the tendency among your kind. This knight hereby volunteers his post in the triumvirate for thee.
Sir Gilman refuses to participate in the rites this night, so that Pamitha can face her sister. But we've not even used Sir Gilman yet, not properly. You observe the treacherous terrain. Pamitha should be better suited to the rites here than the rest of you. So I'm guessing we can fall through those cracks?
Strive for freedom.
Also, everyone else is reluctant. Sir Gilman is chivalrous. Sir Gilman wishes for Pamitha to conduct the rite instead of him. Alright, so... she's not particularly quick. Hasn't got much presence. So 12. That makes her as quick as Tizo. And faster than Jodie, right? But she's got fair... moderate hope. Does a lot of damage there, not as much as Jodariel.
Well?
Shush, I'm considering things. What is... So... let's remove items from people, I guess. I guess I need to actually remove... but let's do that. So... Given that she seems to be the one that we're going to be using this time, let's give her the curve. She's your favourite midfielder, alright. And let's have a look at these people. So they're also pretty slow. Tamitha's got pretty high hope, so she'll be back quickly. Alright. Yeah. Let's do that. Why, I thought you'd never ask that, darling. I accept. Is that because I did it a little bit? Do they have slightly different dialogues based on how long it took me to choose them? If the little bird is going to conduct the rites for us, then I shall not! Is that a general thing with Jodariel, that she won't ever take part in the same rites as Pamitha? So... I want to use you, Gilman. So I think we'll probably go for Tizo. Let's give Tizo that.
Tizo.
Rikri! Oh, it is. Tizo promises to do his best against Tamitha and the Essence. And... alright, Hedwyn is the one we've not used in a while. So that'll give Hedwyn 16 quickness. Do I care about that, or do I want to put in Ruki? I suspect with the faster ones I might actually be outdone by falling into the gaps. So I'm going to go for this. And before I get started, I need to very quickly take a biology break. So be back in a moment before we start this raid. Alright, thanks for indulging me, and yeah, let's go Hedwyn. You can count on me, my friend.
Very well.
Come then, sister, perhaps when we are finished here, you'll spare a moment of your time. I shan't be tricked by you again, Pamitha. How poetic that we meet down here in the downside. I can think of nowhere else but I would rather see you rot for what you did to our people than to me. Pamitha seems to sense your presence, and then catches your attention. Hello there, reader darling. If I'm to be at your mercy in all this, I'd like it very much if you could minimize how often I'm to wallow in a state of banishment. So she wants to, like, shoot rather than run into the pyre, I'm guessing. So the Kerfang on her, probably not useful. Quickly, let me show you what we sisters of the High Wing Remnants can do.
Reader, you put yourself amidst a feud between two sisters? That seems entirely unwise. Even for you. Tread lightly around that exiled Pamitha. Her kind's all but forgotten Saint Triesta's grace.
Alright. So she rushes in a direction. How far does that rush go? Alright, pretty far. But it doesn't go over the crevices. Oh, alright. Fair enough. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think I just forget to shoot frequently anyway, so... See, darling, we harps, we're not so bad. Now I suppose we'd better get to work, hmm? Just don't go underestimating Tamitha over there. I trust you'll do the best you can. We will do the best we can. To the skies, sisters! Talon formation! So can she tackle even with the ball, I guess is the question. No.
The
Yeah.
orb has hit the mark.
Tizo, was it? Tell me something. You know how to fly? Tizo is rather proud of his ability to flutter, as a matter of fact, and so you should be, Tizo. Then listen up. My blood sister there, she'll swoop right past you if you're careless. But we harps simply can't get much altitude down here. So, if she goes for any unfair tricks, just jump for it and catch her in the act. She always hated when I used to do that to her. Alright. So we fly over. Yeah! Well, she's vanished now, but we have other people. Oh, there we go.
One careless step.
Oh, alright, you can absolutely fall into those crevices. That is good to know. That is good to know. Hey, I got the best out of that.
Oh dear.
Alright, let's see if we can... Oh,
You'll
bugger.
have to do better than that.
Ah, come on, we can do this. So, we'll take one of them out. We knock them down. And we're in! Ooh, I'm pretty pleased with that. Then we get... Oh, we do not have stamina.
A mere attempt.
And I've lost chat again, so sorry about that. Now we do the running, but we miss it.
Too bad for that one.
And we now get stuck on some
Not much
cliffs.
to be done whilst all are vanished.
Alright, there's the ball over there. We're on headwind.
Oh, there goes headwind.
There does go headwind. Oh, I'm doing so badly right now. Come on, in we run, in we run, in we run. Yeah! Alright. Damn you, Pamitha. Let's see if we can get chat back. You're no true Thane. To think that you have the gall to call me sister, still after everything you wrought upon us. That's a feared clan of the Highwing Remnants. Pamitha and Tamitha are its surviving members. Yay, chat is back. Cool. Oh. No, I don't want to exit stream. What are you talking about? Right, there we go. I hate to break it to you, Tamitha, but I don't think my actions, however much they hurt you, had any effect on our familial status. Look, I know I wronged you, that's why I'm here. You don't know my side of the story. Your side of the story? If I wanted to hear more lies and deceptions, I ought to have asked the Commonwealth to stay my sentence for a while. Well, if you've come all this way to face me, Pamitha, then come and do it! You and me! You think that you see Pamitha shake her head. Everyone, stay back. Oh, we're doing a one-on-one.
What is it those two think they're doing? Ouch.
Curse. Ah, lost it. Come on. Alright, there we go.
Tread lightly.
And in we go. In we do it.
The you-know-who prevail. Their hapless adversaries stood no chance.
Malaxas! Yeah.
The right is done.
You Commonwealth filth. Only through that traitor's help could you have beaten us. You postpone the coming of our liberty, but we are ever patient, and our sisters on the other side shall have their day, with or without my aid. Tamitha, wait, please. You found good company there, Pamitha. May you wither here with them. I hope sincerely we shan't ever meet again. Pamitha stands motionless as her blood sister departs. Tizo is trying to let Pamitha know the others are returning to the wagon. Sure. I don't see why not.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
I used to think the scribes were just the stuff of stories, but all of this really is their doing, isn't it? So we were aiming to come down here. So when power casting, I never end up remembering about the flash for power casting, so maybe not that one. If Headwind jumps into airborne adversaries, he banishes them. That seems to have a lot more general use. So let's grab that.
A flash of inspiration for next time. The imp Tizo appears to have a certain depth of knowledge.
Rakri! Tizo just had a flash of inspiration about his role in the Rites and as part of the Nightwings. So I think this is one where we're going to end up just going down 2 on each, right? So this can banish adversaries in a much wider area, but I don't really want to use that, as messing that up can leave me very vulnerable. Whereas that would make me a lot less vulnerable, so let's go for that. Why not? Oh, so close. You can't even see what her masteries are.
Until the stars align.
After triumphing over the Essence, a triumvirate of winged harps harbouring a deep hatred for the Commonwealth, led by the harp Tamitha Thane, in a rather one-sided contest, yeah, I don't think they even scored against us, did they? You and the others return to your wagon to consider your next move, and how best to integrate Pamitha into the group. I suggest board games. That's a great way to integrate someone in a group. Don't worry, I won't be staying any longer than it takes. I like my air fresh, so I can sleep up on the roof. I trust the rights will cause my path and Tamitha's to cross again before long. You're welcome with us for now, Pamitha. Trust is what got us here, isn't that right, Ruki? But Ruki does not seem to hear the question. He's been rather quiet since first encountering your new guest. Pamitha shoots him one of her smiles. He stammers something about having to check the wagon wheels again. Aww. Aww. It's okay, Ruki. He runs off. During this discussion, the minstrel pulls you aside. Reader, I ask a moment of your time outside. There is somewhere I may ask we go. Here in Black Basin, Reader. By your leave, of course, and provided that the stars allow it. Would you look upon them for us, please? Oh, really? That's one that people tend to lose. In terms of timing, I'm not surprised, because I felt like the previous one against the Worms was sort of almost deliberately easier after the Witch one, which was a bit tougher, but then I'm if that's one people tend to lose, I'm pretty pleased that we won it. You know, maybe we won't lose a match and we'll just have the perfect story. Although, of course, strangely enough, doing that will probably end up in a worse story because hardship is good. And that's one of the things you like about the game as well, isn't it? The fact that the story adapts so well to people's performance. Lou, the vernal hot pink star. The vernal star burns bright over the densest woods in Black Basin. Ooh, we have the feather boa tree. The glade of Lou. The great sap scholar Lou Solorian here vanquished the root titan Limbless Arizech. Directly due west. Then it is just as my client indicated. This client of yours, our informant, Sandalwood? He entrusted us with this wagon, this quest. Why? What does he want from us? You may ask him yourself. He awaits us somewhere in Waking Wood, due west. It's a labyrinth of a forest on the western half of Black Basin. Few know their way around it. The path to the sacred Mount Alodial lies far beyond these suffocating woods. How do we find him? He shall find us. It seems you are soon to finally meet Sandalwood. At dawn, we plan. And you shall have to cross a single narrow path leading west, where he supposedly awaits. Oh, hello, Pamitha. You approach Pamitha, who has kept to herself since she joined your small band. I'm not sure why that was glowing. Maybe that has slightly changed since we last saw it, but... You sense she is unaware of you as she preens her flight feathers, but then she speaks up before you can do the same. Come to check up on me, reader darling. In those first moments when we met, the lack of confidence which you related to that nice headwind boy. It's understandable you'd not see past these wings. It's not so much that, Pamitha, it's just, you know, I didn't know you. One of your kind's ancient enemies just happens to insert herself into your group and you just go with it. However, I assure you that my motives here are plain. You see, I've business with my blood sister Tamitha and nothing more. You've briefly met, I think. She's quite a catch. As to the little quibble between us, well, it's a long story all in all. One that's frankly no one's business but hers and mine. Surely we'll run into her again, maybe not soon, but in time. And we have the rest of our long lives to wait. Anyway, happy to aid you in your quest until such time, especially to the extent that it aids me in mine. A simple exchange. That's a weird sentence structure. I'm not sure what that until such time is about, but sure. Until then, stay vigilant, darling. You needn't concern yourself with making small talk with someone like me. And besides, we harps have a saying, liars abound. She swoops away before you can respond. I mean, she was in the wagon, right? There's not much space to swoop. Didn't actually need to go in that. Because I want to read what it says about her. The guilty sister. She's an outcast of the winged high-wing remnants, the Commonwealth's hated enemies. So, if the Commonwealth fears anything at all, it's the harps of the high-wing remnants. She is clearly one of them, many of whom have been exiled as prisoners of war. She seems to have an unusually easygoing attitude towards things, though you sense she is in pain, or in a state of turmoil over something. I'm guessing we're going to... Aww, Tiso has non-applicable crimes, motives, or you're exiled. You're just here, aren't you? Yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a point at which we start finding out people's crimes, motives, and years exiled, and we don't know anyone's astral sign or what that even really means. I mean, maybe it's related to the particular stars that we're trying to find. Fish. Hey, fish. And it's gone. So, I've got some unknown areas here. Huh. It's weird that they've kept like these actual text boxes here when I was just checking that I couldn't like zoom out to actually see them. But alright. This is a precarious path leading towards the woods. The lone minstrel cautions that the one path down the cliffs is rather treacherous. The wagon has hit a snag, descending the black crags. Its wheel is stuck. Jodariel is not pleased. When is she ever? First that blasted little bird, now this! Though you lack Jodariel's raw strength, you join in as she attempts to dislodge the wagon. At last, with a roar and a heave, she forces the wagon back onto solid ground. May this sandalwood be worth all of the hassle. Thank you, Jody. I'm guessing sandalwood doesn't like to be kept waiting? He is very patient, on the contrary. Not I. Let us move on. Soon, the wagon is prepared to press onward, down the jagged slopes towards Wakingwood. Your companions who explored ahead advise on which of the forked paths is best. So we can go to Flamberg, lands on the northern plateau over Wakingwood, packed with seething fissures. Sir Gilman claims he can dig up something valuable here. Or Glass Peak, lands to the east of Wakingwood, riddled with black crags. Pamitha says she can procure a talisman here. And I wouldn't say no to a new talisman, and we can always get money at a later point. So let's go with this. Having gone the route Pamitha recommended, she directs you towards a particular crag, no more conspicuous than any other. They clip our wings before they cast us down, you know. Just the same, we learn to fit around a bit, just watch. Pamitha swoops up a nearby peak and disappears behind it. She does not keep you waiting long and returns bearing an item of some sort. For you, reader darling, we highwing remnants stash away such things for such occasions. Pamitha found a luminous idol that should come in useful. After grasping the orb, the bearer instantly recovers all stamina. That seems alright. I'm just thinking about what uses it might have. I'm thinking possibly Jodariel, because she's got like 2 stamina blocks, so we sort of dash towards the orb potentially, and then we can immediately do another 2 dashes. That might be a useful thing. Also possibly Pamitha after she's sort of done some flying over some things, maybe. It's not one that sort of immediately strikes me as being an essential like the Kurzfang is in like every rite, but it seems pretty decent. Having passed beyond the Black Crags, your wagon arrives at the edge of Wakingwood. It is here that Sandalwood is to be expecting you. However...
Most puzzling. He ought to have met us here.
He said he would find us himself.
Aye, he was to find us at edge of these woods.
Are we supposed to keep waiting for him?
He would desire Footstars to be your guide as always. The rights beckon, and the rights take precedence over all else. Surely he shall find us yet.
Oh, you like it for Rookie and Guild, like the faster, I guess for a similar reason as I was thinking for Jody, but less discreet, sort of just have them dash up to the ball and then immediately dash away. Particularly if it's a situation where the ball isn't sort of started in the middle and we've been having a bit of sort of back and forth, so you can just nip in and then nip straight out, right? Then let's keep moving. How do we get through these woods? The lone minstrel notes 2 possible paths forward from this point, though cautions that the woods are difficult to navigate, and Sandalwood would have known the most expedient path. Right, these are still unknown areas. We can go to Greymoor, where Sandalwood once resided, contains the grandest trees in all of Wakingwood, or Needlefield, where Sandalwood studied the rites. Let's go to where he studied the rites. Why not? Given that we need to get to the rites, seeing a place where he studied the rites seems to be a place that would be sensible to go. Sandalwood is a master in rites, or used to be at least. Then, well, it's not my place to say. Doubtless he shall tell you in due time. Now, if only we could find him. He used to mentor his own companions into rites not far from here. However, you find no trace of the informant anywhere nearby, and without his guidance you remain quite lost in the woods. The woods seem to have encroached. There's no path forward, while neither of the paths leading backwards appear to match the route you took to this point. So we can go to the Burnt Grove, where Faye seems drawn, or the southern pass through Waking Wood, and the Imp Tizo seems to wish to go towards this location. And what does it think? And what do we think that Tizo might be looking to find there? Yeah, let's get Tizo some bug snacks! The woods are so disorienting at this point that you decide to break for camp and survey the surroundings for any clues. Perhaps later there shall be time to pursue your vocations. But beyond a crystal seeks Jodariel. Well, ooh, what a... Oh, Pamitha's moonshine. Kept close at hand on the off chance of a good occasion or a very bad one. She's sleeping it off. Yeah. Well, seeing as the Beyond the Crystal is asking for her, or is that just saying that we've got a scribe trial we can do? Well, the one I did with Riku was fairly short, so I might give this one a try. Why not? There you are again, my lovely reader. How may I be of service? Oh, I did a more ghostly one for her, didn't I? Well, let's see if I can remember. You need but ask, my reader, and you need but indicate who is to be my student. Yeah, it's same scribe trial. Alright. Well, why not? Let's see if this is a short one. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Jodariel. That surly demon, is it? She could stand to lighten up, though I fear that is not a secret I can teach. But let us bring her forth regardless. Soon Jodariel appears in heed of the summons. What is the meaning of this, reader? And I think I'm happier to do them if they're sort of spread out a little bit rather than if it was something I felt I needed to do as like a batch. But if we do one every now and then on stream, that seems reasonable. Especially if we get unique talismans as a reward. What is the meaning of this, reader? Where are the others? The apparition Sandra appears and loosens her mask. Welcome to my humble home, demon. You are good at taking orders, no? State your purpose quickly, Wraith. My purpose is to put you to the test. You may be fearsome to behold, but you are old and slow. Rude? Your weaknesses perhaps outweigh your strengths, though I sorely wish to see you and your lovely reader prove me wrong. Old, she says. Very well then, reader. Let us show her whether she is right. Alright, so we're fighting some harpies. And in we go. Alright, so two more. Oh, whoops, that was nearly pretty bad. And in we go. Just round and round we go. Dashes are pretty good for me because it's like sort of just a dodging timing thing. Messed up there, admittedly, but yeah. Yeah, having her out is not a good
Alright, now we should be able to just dash it in, and there we go. Yeah! Good job, Jody. Are you satisfied now, Wraith? I am never satisfied, Demon. However, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. What did we get? Noxalis, yes! That was a strange experience. What do you have there, reader? You received Solium's Horn for completing Jodariel's trial. Ooh, that seems really good for her. I like that. Whereas I'm sort of less fond of Ruki's talisman, but that one, yeah, I'm good with that. You find nothing of interest while sifting through the tall brush of the underthicket, but then... What is it, Tizo? Skakri! Tizo seems to have found a clue to the whereabouts of the lone minstrel's client. Yeah, good job, Tizo. The little imp brings to you a strip of bark. It does not seem unusual at first, until you notice a message carved into the inside. You sold at the slug market. Sturdy strip of bark. On it is written, "Come to Chalaroot." Oh, Cinderroot. Oh, my eyes were really screwed. There's something about this font which I'm not terribly happy with for reading, I think. So, it's some kind of message from this Sandalwood guy. Oh, alright. Yeah, I'll talk to Sandra next time I get the chance. That seems good. Seems that way. Which way to Cinderroot? It's a hushed clearing south of the great Glade of Loo. Grounds well travelled by saps knowledgeable in the rites. It's due northwest. Perhaps we can set forth early tomorrow, when the woods are still. Sounds good. Everyone, rest up. Big day is coming up. Let's keep doing some studying. I feel like doing other things might become a bit more sensible once we've actually studied to get all the buffs possible. Despite your growing knowledge of the Book of Rites, you yet struggle to grasp certain aspects of its teachings. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. So let's get some more presents. The texture of the pages of the book, the foreign bindings, despite the volume's age, it shows so little sign of wear. At times, the power emanating from it almost overwhelms you. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. And we gain some more tenacity. Yeah! Alright, let's go chat to Sandra. You call upon me for some purpose, my reader. I do appreciate the effort to make small talk with me, reader. Anything to break from the monotony of staring at the void within this place. Not that I could see it if I tried. I mean, the monotony of staring at the void is one heck of a mood. She laughs at this, or maybe at herself. Certainly, I could make talk with my fellow Beyonders, trapped here as they are with me. You might expect that we would all keep each other company. There is just one problem there, however. We are all sick of one another. She laughs again, perhaps not at her joke, but instead at her predicament. I do exaggerate to some extent, but there is a certain truth in this. We have been stuck together long enough that we have grown more distant, rather than more close. But I had best not wear out my welcome with the likes of you, as I have long since done with all the others here. So, carry on for now, and if these fools with whom you travel learn something, come bring them forth to me, and I shall see to it they learn some more. Alright, so what I was essentially worried about this was just going to be sort of ambient chatter, but I guess if it's just going to tell me that when she's had enough to say, that is more incentive to come back and check on it pretty regularly. Farewell for now, then, reader. Alright, let's go on. To Cinderroot. You arrive on the outskirts of Cinderroot, but once again, the informant Sandalwood is nowhere to be found. You sense the hopes of your companions waning as your search for the area yields nothing. Then, something startles the little imp Tizo. Tizo seems to be crying out in surprise he has spotted something, or someone. A tall figure strides forward from the trees, making a sound like laughter. The imp charges towards him, and leaps right into the figure's arms. They embrace. Aww. Hail, Tizo. But you look famished. Here. The tall sap produces something that the imp swallows immediately and with great pleasure. Yeah. Tree-like creatures known for their ingenuity, cleverness, and ambition. Having allied with them, the Commonwealth achieved in decades what it could not achieve in centuries. The lone minstrel nods his head in affirmation.
Everyone, I wish to introduce to you my client, Volfred Sandalwood.
He is the lone minstrel's client, Headwind's informant, and leader of the Nightwings.
It has been too long, Volfred, sir.
Too long indeed, Tariq. I trust your companions bring some colour to your days.
They do, sir. I think that you shall find them worthy of Nightwings.
The sap looks upon the lot of you. He cannot sense his thoughts. We shall see. Then he turns to you. You must be the reader. I'm certain that we all appreciate your efforts here, my girl, though we shall manage on our own from here on out. You're welcome to continue on with us, of course, though you are free to go. I trust you have been adequately compensated for your time. Thanks as well for looking after all my books. What? You consider what to say to all this. So we can insist on staying. You've been assured your freedom. You categorically refuse to be cast aside so easily. Bid everyone farewell. The leader of the Nightwings has returned. You can tell when you are no longer wanted. Or remain silent. This cannot be happening. To have come so far, only to be brushed aside by some strange sap. Let's remain silent. You stare back at Volfred, attempting to glean a deeper insight into what drives him, though remain unable to sense anything further. Still, you refuse to budge at his behest. Hold on! Volfred, sir, I'm Hedwyn. My companions and I are the ones who answered your call. We followed the signs you left for us. Now we're here, thanks to you, and also to this reader. Not just a reader, she is our friend, my friend. She's not disposable. We made her a promise, and our freedoms are now intertwined. Volfred smirks at this. Freedom is not something to be traded or exchanged, my boy. I'd hoped that you'd have come to grasp this much by now. He breathes a sigh. It seems we've started off on the wrong foot. It's not my wish to sour the occasion, for there's much to do. You have a right you need to get to, do you not? I'll come along, though shall not interfere, for it seems you have a kinship with this reader of yours. Now then, Tariq.
Aye, Volfred, sir.
Come, let's have a chat.
Of course, sir.
Volfred strides towards the black wagon, which must have belonged to him. You sense many conflicting emotions among your companions. Volfred Sandalwood joined you. He knows much of the rites, and is a little bit rude. I mean, I don't want to welcome him aboard. No.
Well, I pressed B and didn't click on it, so I'm assuming that was me not saying welcome. Your wagon cuts through a clearing to arrive at the Glade of Lugh, where the stars directed you. Volfred nods his approval, but leaves everyone to their devices. Page revealed. The demon. I suppose I'll talk to you in a moment. Emperor Myr. Scarcely could I recognize him when at last I found him. A half-starved animal, horns sprouted from his head, a bestial mirror of his blackened reputation. And I, a man who conquered countries, feared my emperor then in such a way as I had never known. My charge had been to slay this man, but when I discovered him, he was already fighting for his life. The little imp Haub proved of little help against the Sisters of the Arch, whose entire lives were culminating in this instant. I was unable to watch. My heart ached with such pity for the man, and for the love I felt for him when I had served him, that I sprang to his defense. Let's see if Sandra's got any more to say. You do. Let me ask you something, lovely reader. Have you any idea for how long I have been imprisoned here? A year, 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. Let's go for 100 years. You guessed that Sandra could have been in her current state of exile for the span of an entire century. She smirks at this. A reasonable guess, but you are off by a wide margin. I have been imprisoned thus for 837 years, according to my count at least. It is possible I have lost track, although, given my state, I can assure you I have had ample time to verify my arithmetic. She goes silent for a time. Let me give you some advice. If you decide to kill the Emperor, make sure you achieve what you set out to do. Is that what we're doing? Are we killing the Emperor? I thought we were playing basketball-frisbee and returning from exile. I expected my own death, regardless of the outcome of my task. I was not expecting this, certainly not to be telling you about it 837 years later, or however long that it has been. Although, enough of that for now. Let us get back to business. To defeat the Hun. Or is that suggesting that she was one of, like this group, the Sisters of the Arch? Maybe? I do not know. As you approach Volfred Sandalwood, you feel very much aware that you reside within his Black Wagon, rather than he in yours. And that is a huge pipe, Volfred. He studies you in silence for a time, then... Yeah, if you come with the king, you best not miss. Very true, Callard. Although for some reason, I can't remember what that's a reference to. I really should. Ah, she was one of the Sisters of the Arch. Cool. So that is essentially how we're linking the historical events in the journal to now. Alright. Tariq, if you have a moment. Hi, Volfred, sir. What is it? This reader, you deem her worthy, by your estimation? The lone minstrel tilts his hat in your direction. If you wish my own estimation, Volfred, sir, then I do. Of course, it's not entirely for me to say, but I have seen this reader integrating with the others well. I believe that her achievements are self-evident in having reached Black Basin. Your instructions were deliberately difficult to follow, yet she and others followed them. Indeed, your words make sense as ever, Tariq. And what does little Tizo think of her, I wonder? Skaki! Tizo indicates that, as a matter of fact, he is happy to have you around. Yeah, Tizo! There you have it, sir. I see. He continues to examine you. High praise isn't often spoken by these two, my girl. Nonetheless, I shall be watching you. Now, pardon us. Tariq and I have matters to discuss. They leave without another word, though you think you notice the lone minstrel look your way over his shoulder. Well, maybe things are getting better? Maybe? Oh, hey, you guys, you know, I guess I didn't get the word out about this new franchise which we opened here just now, so give you a great deal. Just tell your friends, okay? Oh, and hey there, Mr. Sandalwood. Good day to you as well, Ron. So we got some more stardust. Ooh. Did not mean to just leave that. Let's check. Right, 19. Still gonna do it. Yeah. And we'll sell the bark strip. And the right light. Once per right if the bearers. Ooh. So that's a free life. Alright. That seems potentially like a really good safety net. And only for 25 gold as well. Alright, let's pick this up, I think. I take it a repeat customer there, Dad. You give him a deal. I'm guessing that upgrading that is only going to essentially increase the amount we get back. Yeah, so that's not going to be a huge use, I don't think, unless we do it quite a lot. But I think I just want to have that on someone as a safety net. So in terms of other stuff, saving stuff. Oh, that upgrades quite a lot. That is interesting. But I think I'm gonna just keep powering up the Kerfang. Ooh, that doesn't actually level it up anymore. I wonder if it's worth continue leveling it up past 15 then. So I assume it's going to take possibly like 3 levels to actually get bonuses now or even more. Alright, so what are the ones that I'm most likely to want to use? So that one would give me more quickness. The Luminous Idol, I'm guessing that one can't level up because that would seem, yeah, seems weird to level up. But I think I'm going to put Solium's Horn there. I think I'm going to level up Jodie's Talisman. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's a lot of, an extra 6% distance and speed. Yeah, let's do it. Alright. Let's do this right. You and your fellow exiles arrived at the sacred site called Glade of Lu, and now look to the stars in the sky to signal the beginning of the next rite. The woods about you bring a sense of tranquility you have not felt in some time, but then you notice one of the trees move. It shuffles towards you and regards you with an exaggerated bow. Well, goodness, by the roots of Lu's Glorian, third of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Wise or the Philosopher. He is said to have fathomed every thought, and his wisdom flows through the river of his name. It would appear the rumors are correct. The Night Wings have returned. Oh, but where are my manners? Ooh, one moment. Although this upbeat music is really not meshing with the voice I've gone for, with the sort of tree beardy. The sap claws at his mask with his wispy fingers. Oh, gosh, this voice really doesn't suit. Much better! H. Manly Tinderstout at your service. Perhaps you've heard of me. He is a sycophant who seems certain he will land a position of high standing once he is free. My fellows and myself, perhaps you know us as the Chastity, a triumvirate bent on exploiting the rights to gain status in the Commonwealth. We shall soon stand against you in the rights, for now I am just whiling away the time, making small talk. Now then, as I have introduced myself, your turns. To whom am I speaking? Then in your mind's eye you see Volfred and hear his voice. Manly Tinderstaff is not to be trusted. Reveal neither yourselves to him, nor me. Well? Beneath her mask, Jodariel stares back at him in silence. You will be free in a Jim Jam Jeffy. To those that, you know, aren't candy, that is a reference to our regular RPG, tabletop RPG that we have. Of a character who is essentially Gilderoy Lockhart, but, you know, whatevs. Actually, they are very Gilderoy, aren't they, this sap? You suspect Volfred's message may have reached every member of the group. Why now? How very rude indeed. Well, fine, ignore me, but you do so at your peril. Anyhow, once this evening's rite commences, any moment now, then I'm afraid ignoring me won't be an option any longer. Oh, and I do believe the sky is beginning to show. We'll have to chat again some other time. Now come along, come along. Manly bows again and wanders off into a clearing as the sky begins to burn. As the stars begin to burn. So what even number right is this? Is this 7 or 8? What's going on at that?
The stars align themselves before you, reader. And here now at the Glade of Liu, I have to say, you've come so very far. But there are those, such as your adversaries called the Chastity, who have toiled for this too. They know that with their freedom comes great opportunity. It could be yours instead. Please show the Chastity that the Nightwings are superior.
I wonder, oh honoured Nightwings, how well you know these woods. Why, these woods would strangle you, and I'm afraid I could do little to stop them, even if I tried. You might do better to be wary of them. When Jodariel continues to ignore him, he grows upset. Why, you insolent... Then fine, let us begin the dance indeed. He shoves his mask back on in a huff. I'm not sure, like, the bottom of his face was wider than that, wasn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe not. And allow me to thank you in advance for helping me return unto my proper station in the Commonwealth. Alright, so we've got a bit of a mixed team. Let's have a look at them. So we've got Manly, whose head is so large that it blocks off the presence. But pretty big presence. And this one here, this is the one that's... Oh, they've got a harp with them. Alright. Harp, sap, nomad. So that's essentially like Headwind, I want to say. I don't think we've had a sap yet, so I don't know if they've got any like special abilities. But they're not particularly quick. That is good, because I wanted to use Sir Gilman? Gilderoy? Alright. Gilman! And... Glory 15. I'm probably going to do some running in with him, so I'm probably going to give him... Oh, that's Jean-Were's Fang. Right. Let's take that out. Let's give that to you. Who do I want defensively, I guess, is the question. I had Tizo last time, so having Jodie with her new horn would seem to be a pretty solid shout. So let's whack her in. I want Gilman, so Gilman's coming in.
Sir Gilman.
Aw, look at Gilman's presence next to Jodie's. And who haven't we recently used? We've not used Rookie in a while, that is true. Not used Faye. Yeah, we've not used Faye. Given the Kerfang is there, and I'm not really feeling Jean-Were's Fang as a talisman in general, so I might just take that out. I might use... I'm tempted to use Faye, but I'm also thinking whether or not I should use Headwind. Headwind might actually be really good against the harp that we've got here, because he can banish them by jumping into them, right? So... Quickness... No, let's give him the right light. I think that seems alright. Alright, let's... I'm not sure this is right, but I'm going with it. It's done.
It is done.
Let's show Volfred what we can do. Are you... Oops, sorry, just hit my mic stand. Are you quite ready? Finally, O Nightwings, may all those masks of yours ensure no harm should come to any of your lovely countenances. Now come along, let's give the stars a show. What? They're planting saplings. May I present to you Humboldt Manley Jr. Why, he is every bit my equal and is poised to guarantee the Tinderscalf line shall have a bright, bright future. Manley Sapling, which not only has a name, but bears a similar posture and likeness to him. So, the saps here are essentially baby Grooting, is what I'm getting from this. He goes on and on about his sapling for a while. I've had more than enough out of him. This knight, now as ever, is in full accord with you on this, good Jodariel. Now, isn't he just the most precious thing you've ever seen? You're talking about Gilman, right, Mammy? Because Gilman is the most precious thing I've ever seen, except for Tizo. We've got some competition. The sapling is nothing but an extension of Manley. If he is banished, the sapling should cease to trouble you as well.
Manley and his offspring hold no small degree of influence within the Commonwealth of Vigo. There are many who would welcome his return.
That was not great.
So much as he himself.
Let's get rid of you. And you.
Seize the orb.
And did that get in? That did not get in. Whoops. Trying to jump. There we go. There we go.
Order of the scribes.
Oh, what's this? It seems the woods themselves are closing in upon our little soiree. Oh, do be careful now. These grasping roots and vines, they may not hold you in such high esteem as I. Oh my. I'm guessing if we get caught in those...
Yet he longs now for the comfort of his Commonwealth
And
fire.
in we go. Let's not worry about that. Oh dear, the woods are closing in uncomfortably close at that. Whatever shall we do? Perhaps if you would just stand aside a while, we could put an end to this that much the sooner. Not liking this. Yeah. I really should have thrown the orb at them, but I forgot. There we go. Oh. And throw it, throw it, throw it. Yeah. Say, have you noticed how it's feeling rather crowded out here, Almost as if the 100 Minds himself resent you being here. Yes, I rather think that's it. Although I suspect that shooting to score goals rather than getting maximum points is not going to my advantage here. So cease with all your scurrying about with that damn orb and let me handle this! Let's get rid of you. Alright, I'm not taking damage when I... That was my own fault. Oh, we both got hit. Last. Right, let's grab the ball. Come on. And let's take you out. And...
Oh, so close.
Let's take you down. You out. Where even is... Oh, there's the ball.
Banished, one and all.
Where's the... Oh, the ball's down there, right.
Bye-bye, Edwin.
No, no! Come on. Away we go. Pass it, pass it.
Red-handed.
Alright. This one is tough.
Tis what the scribes
No! No, 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 no. That was a fun point, though. You're right there. And in we go!
shall survive much more of that.
Alright, you Nightwings, I've had it up to here with you all. Perhaps I've simply had it up to here with all these encroaching plants, these miserable things. Either way, I don't appreciate how you're ignoring me! Oh, this is a very small battlefield now. The larger presence of someone like Jodariel would be super helpful here. There you go. Alright, let's see if we can run around here, and in we go! Yeah! I got a little bit worried at that third point, but we got through it.
The scribes themselves stood by their side.
Noxalis! Noxalis.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Good, that imbecile of a sap. So much talk and hot air. We did it! One step closer, everyone! Well, my. Oh, worry not, oh Nightwings. I'm not angry with you, honestly. But I'm very, 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 very disappointed. I thought perhaps that we had something going here between us. You scratch my back, I scratch yours and all. Instead, however, you decide to spit in my face. You just, you know, for a tree you need watering, manly. Fine, we'll have to see where all your rudeness gets you now. Ta-ta!
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained.
Alright, Rookie's ready to level up once we actually get him in a right. That'll be good.
Desperate for honor, This Gilman may yet learn something.
Huzzah! Great wisdom clouds over this knight's entire consciousness.
Alright, so what are our... I mean, I remember you saying last time that we don't necessarily have to consider the third rank stuff as we can respec, but it might be worthwhile. Alright, so this seems alright, but I find that I most care about my stamina when I've got the ball and I'm not going to be slashing at that time. So that seems less useful. That potentially does seem pretty alright, but it's not like the most transcendent of abilities, being able to do additional damage just after we sort of banish someone. After using a slash, Sir Gilman can use it again to immediately return to his previous position. That? I can't immediately see where I'd use it, but it seems like it could be cool. I mean, that's just obviously good, right? Having a wider AoE for your slash. While Sir Gilman's allies are banished, he moves faster than usual and temporarily has infinite stamina. That also seems really good. And once per round while saluting his adversaries, Sir Gilman freezes all exiles for 3 seconds. Alright. Both of these seem quite good. Alright, I think we're going to go for Valiant Return, because that also seems the better of these two abilities for me right now. Oh, there's flavor up here. Tactics of the Underking. Wright's mastery is enhancing a worm's maneuvers inspired by the traditional undersea warfare. There is no limbless underseafaring warrior who has surpassed Underking Ores, though his kind keeps trying. And Wright's mastery is enhancing a worm's carefree and unpredictable nature. The Underking travelled all across the seas and survived many perilous adventures. I'd be very interested to see how well various people online and so on have managed to use this, though, because this seems like, in the hands of someone that's good at this game, could seem really interesting. Alright, let's grab that.
The might of the sea sojourner.
Alright, and Pamitha's ready to level up after we use her again. Alright.
Until the next right.
That was well done, my girl. I am beginning to see why your companions vouched for you. Don't let it go to your head, of course. Oh yeah, I really should remember to pass the ball. Orb. Pass the orb. Ball orb. After overcoming the chastity rather decisively, you return to your wagon to consider your next move. An adequate performance back there. Valiant Return, was that one I just picked up, or was Valiant Return the other one? Adequate? Yes, adequate. For the next part of our plan. Go! Have your reader there consult the stars. See where they take you next. I'll give you a hint. It's further north. It's going to be high up. Did this knight hear you say high up? And it's going to be cold. We'll see. Come on, my friend, let's have a look outside then. That plan Volfred mentioned. I just want you to know I don't know what he means. We are here because we're going to be free again. We won't be living out our days as exiles. That's the only plan as far as I'm concerned. But there's always a catch, right? We'll see what Volfred has to say. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. No matter what, we're getting closer, thanks to you. Oh, that star... Was that star like one of those pencil trolls in a previous life? Ah, Solium. The golden star? Like, that's blue, right? The golden star shines bright over the highest mountain in all of the downside. So now you see it for yourself. You are summoned to the north, where looms Mount Elodial, the sacred mountain on whose summits the rites were first conceived. Whether its summit is the downside's closest point to the Commonwealth or the farthest, none can say. And at the top, the Fall of Solium. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. The temple at the highest point in the downside exists to honor the 8 scribes. You confirm the stars indicated this exactly. Wolfred, sir, how did you know? Wolfred smiles back at him, but you sense his thoughts, as though he is directing them at you. It is definitely white and gold candy. I know that it's not, but it is. I too can read, my girl.
Forbidden those
Oh.
words may be.
I'm sorry, what's that voice? That voice is wrong for this character. They're definitely Tim Curry. He turns back to Hedwyn. Your reader's skills, while rare, are not unique. But as I said, I'll let her do the job. I see that you have something special going here, which benefits the plan. What plan? I thought this was about our freedom. Fear not, my boy. It is indeed. Plenty of time to tell you about it on the way. For now, however, you look like you can use some rest. And for that matter, so can I. If you'll excuse me. Yeah, I noticed that sort of halfway through, I think, the second line. But that's an interesting touch. Sort of speaking directly at me, the player, possibly, rather than at any of the characters involved, I'm guessing. Or maybe just it's supposed to be directed to the reader, and I'm feeling that a bit more. But yeah, one of the downsides, I guess, of instinctively reading out all the lines of dialogue is that you miss those little auditory things. You sense your companions are exhausted from their recent travels. Given the road ahead, you agree it would be best to take the night to recover as much as possible. So, there's no one that wants to talk in here. So I think I might leave it here at this point. We will continue this on Monday. I don't know why, but I'm sensing that the next rite is going to possibly be the start of like the significant thing that I have heard this game is about. And the sort of big gameplay, the sort of ludonarrative coolness that goes with it, but I'm not 100% sure, obviously. But yeah, we'll be back doing this on Monday. If you did enjoy this, please do give the stream a like, that would be appreciated. And otherwise, have a lovely day. Goodbye.